Well, conference, I'm not the type of individual that gets too emotional, but what an incredibly courageous, inspirational woman is Jenny Formby. Jenny, it's an absolute pleasure to be in your company. Conference, good afternoon. It's wonderful to be back here in Brighton. It's 2 years ago in this very hall that I spoke to delegates about how, on the back of a campaign of hope, Labour had shocked the punditry. It came within a whisker of 10 Downing Street. It was an election full of hope, and the result was what few expected. And in it, Labour scored its best vote for 20 years. We had the biggest increase in vote share since 1945. At conference, that was a result entirely down to our fantastically committed members and supporters, many who are present in this hall today. Members, trade unions, working in tandem to deliver Labour's message of hope. Conference, a special thanks is extended to the trade unions and the brilliant General Secretaries, the officials and members for the continued unwavering support. I say this and I'll say it again. The Labour Party is nothing without the trade union movement. Conference, the general election is almost upon us. And once more we'll have a golden opportunity to change our country for the better. We're at a crossroads after a decade of Tory failure. Boris Johnson's Conservatives want to drive our country over a no-deal cliff edge, with only people who'll benefit from this chaos being the vulture capitalists and disaster speculators who fuel this government of the privileged and the elite. In conference, as soon as this no deal is off the table, we demand a general election to get rid of Johnson's government of the wealthy, the privileged and the elite. And we have a real chance to change this country, to change the political direction. Because you know what? Labour stands for the real change Britain needs after years of Conservative austerity and failure. Labour is a party which will rebuild and transform our country so that isn't anybody held back and no community left behind. But conference Brexit is a smoke screen for business as usual, whether we stay or whether we go. The Liberal Democrats are now the Remain arm of the Tory party. The Brexit Party masquerade as representing the working class, yet the policy announcements, of which there are very few, benefit the richest alone. At conference, the Tories remain like a grim spectre to feast on the fetid carcass of a Britain they have destroyed. So, comrades, Labour is what it always has been. It's the party of social and economic justice. We see a better future for our country where everyone can share in its prosperity. And nearly a decade of austerity has caused so much misery to so many. And our public services are stretched to the brink. And that is inside of the EU. We cannot simply pretend, like the Lib Dems, that cancelling Brexit will make this go away. We cannot pretend, like the Tories or the Brexit Party, that leaving will make everything better. Conference, the Labour Party's mission is to smash a state of affairs that sees the rich get richer, whilst the rest of us make do with the crumbs off the table. Conference, great party was founded to give a voice to the working class in the Palace of Westminster. It remains a great coalition of trade unionists, of socialists, liberals and social democrats that saw a better future for our country and for our class. It was hardwired into our communities through the workplace, the union lodges, social, recreational and even religious spaces. From the rudimentary health systems developed in mining communities like my hometown of Ashington, to the struggles against fascism and racism like the Bristol bus boycott. Conference bringing our communities together to fight injustice and intolerance has always been in Labour's DNA. Whether you live in Battersea or Bedlington, Port Talbot or Paisley, the issues of low pay, bad housing and poor transport are causing real harm. The labour and trade union movement has always been rooted in these communities and in these campaigns. And whilst many workplaces have closed and society has changed, injustice remains. And as a party, we must adapt to build power. Build power to win a diverse chorus of voices to our cause, which will lead us to a general election victory. At conference, this is how we will win the next general election. Because up and down the UK, as Westminster ties itself in knots over constitutional problems, a group of ordinary people are doing some extraordinary things. As you're seeing in that very moving video, what we've just seen, families taking on rogue landlords who are forcing people to live in damp-infested housing, to football fans organising against billionaire sports director Mike Ashley, Labour's community Labour's community organising unit are finding leaders in every community, and they're backing them to win. You know, these are the battles that the Labour Party are proud to back. Now, what the Labour Party was built on, and it's how we will win. Winning the next election will be because of people in this room and people up and down our great nation. Our community organisers and our community champions. You know, this is very important. The Tories are relying on voter apathy. They're relying on a failure of people opposed to them not to vote. We need, as a matter of urgency, a mass voter registration drive. So I plead to you. Make sure you, your family and friends are all signed up. Knock on your neighbours. Talk to them in the workplace, in the pub, at the school gates and in the university and anywhere else. Make sure we get everyone signed up against this vicious Tory government to end, comrades, it's our duty to win the next election. It's our duty to end the austerity that has destroyed our country and to take on the vested interests which are holding people back. It's our duty to kickstart real investment in every nation and in every region. It's to create hundreds of thousands of good jobs with a green industrial revolution. To rebuild our public services and give our NHS, our schools, the police, the money they need by taxing those at the very top. To properly fund services for everyone. We need to protect the environment, provide decent jobs and secure homes, and build a fairer country that cares for all. Conference, comrades, this is our time. This is your future. We are on the brink of a radical reforming Labour government led by Jeremy Corbyn. That government is set to transform society for the many. But I tell you this, divided parties win nothing. We have a duty. Don't let this get away, colleagues. We have a duty to be united and work together. Unity is strength. United we stand, divided we fall. So let's get out into every city, every town and every village, every street and every community to articulate our life-changing policies with that great sense of pride and that great sense of positivity that Corbyn brings to this party. Conference, take out your mobile phones and visit the website and sign up to play your part in ensuring we can win. And that's the address on the screen at this moment in time. So, comrades, let us leave no stone unturned and ensure that the next time we all meet, Jeremy Corbyn is the next Prime Minister leading the Labour government that puts people before privilege. And I say this, Conference, I say this to Johnson, to Rees-Mogg and the other born-to-rule crowd, the Silver Spoon Brigade, we've had enough of your wealth and self-deserving entitlement. We've had enough of your brutal attack on our most vulnerable and on our communities. Enjoy it while it lasts. Because, Conference, the clock's ticking and Labour will kick you out of power like a dog in the night. Bring it on!